It was a chilly autumn evening when I first laid eyes on the old school building. St. Agnes High School stood tall and imposing, its ivy-covered walls casting eerie shadows in the dying light of the day. Nestled in a secluded corner of the town, the school had a reputation that preceded it, a reputation shrouded in whispers of the supernatural. As I stepped through the rusted gates, a shiver ran down my spine. It wasn't just the biting wind that sent chills down my back. It was the feeling of being watched, of unseen eyes following my every move. But I brushed off the sensation as mere nerves. After all, I was just the new kid, trying to find my place in a school filled with secrets. The halls were empty as I made my way to my first class, the sound of my footsteps echoing off the cold linoleum floor. The air was thick with the scent of old books and dust, and I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being watched. But I pushed the thought to the back of my mind as I settled into my seat, eager to make a good impression on my classmates. As the day wore on, strange things began to happen. Doors slammed shut on their own, books flew off shelves without warning, and whispers echoed through the empty corridors. At first, I tried to rationalize the occurrences, attributing them to the old age of the building, but deep down, I knew there was something more sinister at play. Rumors swirled around the school, whispers of a tragedy that had befallen St. Agnes High many years ago. They said that a group of students had disappeared without a trace, their bodies never found. Some claimed that their restless spirits still roamed the halls, seeking vengeance for a crime long forgotten. I tried to dismiss the stories as the product of overactive imaginations, but as the days turned into weeks, I couldn't shake the feeling that there was truth to them. Shadows danced in the corners of my vision, and strange noises echoed through the empty halls at night. And then, one fateful evening, I encountered something that would change my life forever. It was after hours, and I was alone in the library, poring over my textbooks in preparation for an upcoming exam. The silence was deafening, broken only by the soft scratching of my pen on paper. But then, out of the corner of my eye, I saw movement, a flicker of movement in the darkness beyond the bookshelves. I froze, my heart pounding in my chest as I strained to see through the gloom. And that's when I saw her, a young girl, her ghostly form illuminated by the pale moonlight streaming in through the window. She was beautiful and ethereal, her eyes filled with sadness as she gazed at me from across the room. I tried to speak, to ask her who she was and what she wanted, but no words would come. It was as if my voice had deserted me, leaving me paralyzed with fear. And then, as quickly as she had appeared, she was gone, disappearing into the shadows as if she had never been there at all. From that moment on, I was consumed by a sense of unease unlike anything I had ever felt before. The ghostly apparitions grew more frequent, their whispers growing louder with each passing day. I tried to confide in my classmates, to warn them of the danger lurking within the school's walls, but they laughed off my concerns as the ramblings of a madman. Desperate for answers, I delved into the school's dark history, scouring old newspapers and archives for any mention of the tragedy that had befallen St. Agnes High. And finally, buried deep within the annals of the past, I found what I was looking for: a newspaper clipping detailing the disappearance of a group of students from the school's drama club. their bodies never found. Armed with this new knowledge, I set out to uncover the truth behind the mystery of St. Agnes High. But the deeper I dug, the more perilous my journey became. I was plagued by nightmares, tormented by visions of the restless spirits that haunted the school's halls. And then, just when I thought I couldn't take it anymore, I stumbled upon a clue that would lead me to the answers I so desperately sought. It was a diary, hidden away in the depths of the school's archives. A diary belonging to one of the missing students. As I flipped through its yellowed pages, I felt a chill run down my spine. The entries spoke of a dark secret, a secret so terrible that it had driven the students to madness. According to the diary, the drama club had stumbled upon an ancient ritual, a ritual said to summon the spirits of the dead. Fueled by curiosity and youthful naivety, they had performed the ritual in the hopes of communicating with the other side. But something had gone horribly wrong, and now their restless spirits roamed the halls of St. Agnes High, trapped between the worlds of the living and the dead. Armed with this newfound knowledge, I knew what I had to do. I had to put an end to the curse that had plagued St. Agnes High for so many years, to free the souls of the lost students and bring peace to their tormented spirits. And so, with a sense of determination burning in my heart, I set out to confront the darkness that lurked within the school's walls. The night was cold and still as I made my way to the old drama club room, the weight of the diary heavy in my hands. The air was thick with the scent of decay, and I could feel the eyes of the restless spirits watching my every move. But I pushed aside my fear, steeling myself for the battle that lay ahead. As I entered the room, a sense of foreboding washed over me. The walls were adorned with faded posters and playbills, relics of a time long past. But it was what lay at the center of the room that caught my attention, a makeshift altar surrounded by candles and symbols of the occult. With trembling hands, I lit the candles and began to recite the incantation from the diary, the words feeling foreign and unnatural on my tongue. The air crackled with energy, and I could feel the presence of the spirits growing stronger with each passing moment. But I refused to back down, channeling every ounce of courage I possessed as I pressed on towards my goal. And then, just as I reached the climax of the ritual, something unexpected happened. The room was filled with a blinding light, and I felt a surge of energy course through my veins. It was as if the very fabric of reality was unraveling around me, and for a moment I feared that I had made a terrible mistake. But then, as quickly as it had begun, the light faded, leaving me standing alone in the darkness. The air was still and silent, and for the first time in weeks, I felt a sense of peace wash over me. I knew that the curse had been broken, that the spirits of the lost students had finally found the peace they so desperately sought. As I made my way out of the school, the first rays of dawn breaking on the horizon, I couldn't help but feel a sense of sadness wash over me. St. Agnes High would always